All right, welcome Fox School of Wine class aficionados. We're going to do a short little recap of the class we did today. It was a lot of fun. We focused on winter reds of the old country. So I own a wine import company, so I import wines from Italy, Spain, Portugal. It's January here in Park City, ski season, cold, time to be eating hearty food. So we thought, this will be fun. We'll do a class, bigger reds, going with different cuisines, but thinking about kind of the bigger, heartier foods that people like in the winter season. So we started off with a wine from the Quinta do Romeu estate. It's a beautiful family estate going back 6-7 generations. They're in the Douro region of Portugal, the far eastern part of Portugal, excuse me. This family's been producing wine for a long time. We tasted their Reserva, their top wine, the 2010 vintage. Scored very well with the class, B+ overall. It's a lovely full-bodied red, goes well with a lot of heartier foods, but still with a nice balance. This wine is available in the Utah State stores for the price of $17.99. It's typically about a $25, $26 bottle nationally. It's a certified organic estate, very small production, and a beautiful wine, not just for heartier red meats and things, but kind of more a little toward the medium-bodied range, so it'll go with a lot of different foods. So this wine has been reviewed in Wine Enthusiast. It got a 90-point score. Then we moved on to Spain. So we had a couple of reds from Spain, starting with the Alzania, Finca La Moneda. Alzania is a lovely little property in the far northern part of Navarra, up near the border with France, very close to the foothills of the Pyrenees Mountains. The Finca La Moneda is the main red wine done from the Alzania estate, the small property of Jose Manuel Echeverria and his wife Maria. It's a blend of 3 different grapes, Merlot, Syrah, and Garnacha. It's a 2009 vintage, and only about 2,000 cases produced, getting into a little heartier, a little bolder red, great with grilled meats, not only lamb chops, which is one of Jose Manuel's favorite things that he cooks for us when we visit him. Such a beautiful man. But also chorizo, sausages, so it can go with some spicier foods as well. This wine received a 90-point score by International Wine Cellar, Vinous, and scored a B overall with the class. Also a very popular wine. Again, nice full-bodied red, but not too heavy. We had a lot of fun discussion about this because it has a lot of different components, but still kind of fresh and nice balance. Then we went on to the property of Mesquita Mora, Barbara Mesquita Mora, that's the family name, and her brother Jaume. The two of them cultivate the vineyards. Jaume is more the agronomist, the one who works the vineyards. Barbara is more the winemaker. It's a tiny little property on the island of Mallorca off the coast of Barcelona. Beautiful place to live and visit and make wine. This is also a blend. Some Cabernet, some Syrah, a little bit of Merlot, and also Cayet, a local grape varietal that I've never seen anywhere outside of Mallorca. 2013 vintage, so this is the youngest wine that we drank tonight, but also very well received. Got an overall B+ from the class. This is a new release, so it's not yet been reviewed by any magazines. It's been tasted, but hasn't been published yet. This wine is also organic certified, along with the Quinta do Romeu. Then moving on to Italy, we chose 2 different wines from different parts of Italy. First off, we tasted the Fatallone Primitivo Reserva 2006. This is also a small family estate. Pasquale Petrera and his father. Pasquale is the 5th generation to be producing wine in this region of Puglia in southern Italy. Beautiful place, the heel of the boot, so about as far south in Italy as you can go, unless you want to start swimming to Africa. It's the birthplace of the Primitivo grape. So Primitivo is the ancestor of Zinfandel that a lot of us who drink lovely California wines are familiar with. I think this is a beautiful example of Primitivo. When you taste this, you'll see that it's got that same kind of big, bold, powerful sense of Zinfandel, but I really like that they've done this in a style where they've preserved the freshness and the acidity, so it's not so big and jammy. It's a little more crisp and balanced. Lovely wine for the table. This wine also has not yet been rated by the national magazines. Decanter gave the previous vintage a lovely score. Every year this wine wins awards in the Southern Italy competition, the Ridici del Sud, where they international and national journalists rate all the wines of Italy, and this Primitivo Reserva wins almost every year as the top Primitivo made in Italy. It is $21.99 in the state stores here in Utah. Typically runs about low 30s to 35 nationally. Finished up with the Il Castagno. This is a tiny little estate in Cortona in eastern Tuscany. Beautiful little area, vineyards surrounding the old medieval town of Cortona with its gorgeous castles. It's one of these towns that is still surrounded by the old stone walls. There's no cars allowed inside. And Fabrizio Dionisio, very Italian, classic Italian name, right? It just makes you love the guy already without ever having met him. And then you taste his wine, you're like, God, no wonder I love this guy. He works with Syrah, which is really interesting. It's only done in this one little corner of Italy. The best guess of the locals is the grape was brought down by Napoleon's troops hundreds of years ago. And it thrives here. It makes just a beautiful, bold, rich wine, but with a little more roundness and lushness than you get in the Rhone. Gorgeous wine, 2010 vintage, was given a 90-point score by the Wine Advocate. Maybe 1,000 cases produced every year, not much at all. This wine was given a B+ by the class. I'm kind of all over the place today. I apologize because I forgot on the previous wine to mention that it was given an A- overall. The Fatallone was our top score. The Il Castagno Syrah is $29.99 in the state stores. It's about $45 to $50 nationally. And I'm probably, given that I'm a little more scatterbrained tonight, skipped a score or prices. Maybe on the Mesquita Mora, $23.99 in the state here, about $35 to $40 nationally. And did I miss something else on here? Okay. I apologize, folks, for those of you who are watching. I didn't drink too much, but they are a little bigger and bolder wines, so maybe that's why I'm wandering. Anyway, thank you. I hope to see you in a future class. It's always a lot of fun. Thanks, Kirsten, for the opportunity.